All right, welcome everybody. Today is actually Monday, and we are on our mentorship Q&A call. So every single Monday with our Insiders Club, we have a coaching call, and it's with myself and my team, and we talk on a variety of different things. Sometimes you may come on and we'll talk about digital marketing. Other times you may come on and we're talking about business credit. Sometimes we'll be talking about taxes and business finances. Sometimes we'll be talking about furnishing. Sometimes we'll be talking about Airbnb. And sometimes, like today, it's just a overall mentorship call where we're going to talk on just whatever it is, right? So today I'm going to be covering some things. It's just a general mentorship call. At the end, I'm going to allow people to ask some questions, but this is just used to help people advance, help people grow, and help people to increase in life overall. Today is really open. What I wanted to do is right now I'm actually on Instagram Live at the same exact time. I want to invite people over. Even if you're on Instagram, feel free to hit the link in my bio. Use the password WIN, all lowercase, and you can actually come on Zoom. It's a free invite to a coaching program that people have literally paid $1,000 to be a part of. So with that being said, one of our mentees, Miss Wealth and Luxury, as we call her, she was celebrating actually getting a Navy Federal account. And I was just about to talk about one of the plays, which is the pledge loan play at Navy Federal. So let me go into that real quick. So with Navy Federal, it's a good card to have. You can actually build up to have high credit limits. And here's what you want to do to build a relationship. You can do something called a pledge loan. Now, a pledge loan is basically you getting a loan against your own money. So what happens is you can do it with any amount. You can do it with $200. You can do it with $1,000. You can do it with $5,000. You can do it with $10,000. It's really up to you. What I will say to you is when you're doing that, just from what I know, and let me say this too. I am not a credit expert. I'm not a credit expert. I'm not a credit guru. I'm not a credit coach, right? I'm just telling you stuff based on what I've learned and based on what I've done, right? That's it, okay? So and this is things that I've actually done. So I heard that with credit, you can put yourself in a bracket. So let's say if you only are getting approved for like $300 cards, right? You're going to be in like a $300 bracket, meaning why would a credit card company approve you for $10,000 when everybody else is only approving you for $300? So for me, I didn't want to put myself in that bracket when I did this pledge loan. So everything I do when it comes to me putting up my own money, I try to at least do $1,000, right? It doesn't mean that you have to do it. You can start with what you have, 200, 500, but I just wanted to be classified in at least $1,000 range. So in any case, what I did, I did this with Navy Federal. I've also did this with MCU, which is another credit union that I have. And basically what you do is a pledge loan. Now, I'm just going to use a number that I use. You don't have to use this number. So I took $5,000. You can take it from your checking account. You can take it from the cash that you have under your mattress, whatever it is, right? You take the $5,000, the $1,000, the $200, whatever you have, and you put it into your savings account, okay? And now basically what's going to happen is the bank, Navy Federal, is going to put a hold on your money. Okay. So it's gonna hold your money in your account, meaning you're not going to be able to use it. Right. So I'm just going to use the number as $1,000 just for the example. So let's say you take $1,000 and you put it in your savings account and you call Navy Federal and say, hey, I'm looking to do a pledge loan. They're going to say how much? You say $1,000, right? So now you take this $1,000, they're going to hold your $1,000. They're going to freeze your $1,000 in your savings account. So you won't be able to touch it, but they're going to take $1,000 of the bank's money and they're going to say, hey, use this $1,000. Don't use your money, use this money. Now, the goal is you are supposed to use that money and pay the bank back. So you're going to pay Navy Federal back over time. So now you're using Navy Federal $1,000, and now you have your payment plan to pay Navy Federal back, right? So you're paying back this $1,000 over time, whatever the amount is, right? So if it's $1,000, let's say you're paying $30 a month for X amount of months, and you're paying it back, whatever it is, right? So basically the goal would be that after, let's say that was a 5-year loan, right? After 5 years, you pay you pay your monthly fees, you paid the bank back their money. Now they unfreeze your $1,000. So basically now you still have your money and you was able to use the bank's money that entire time. If y'all picking up what I'm putting down so far, just put a 1 in the chat. I just need to know, I'm trying to give it to you in as basic form as possible. Just put a 1 in the chat if you understand what I was saying. All right, cool. So people are understanding that. All right. And make sure y'all respond, by the way. Right. Make sure you respond. Don't be the person in the chat And here's the thing. This is a mentorship call. This is a mentorship call. So today's call is about overall mentorship. It's about building wealth. It's about growing. It's about becoming a better you. And that means I'm going to give you all things mentorship. So here's the first thing I learned. And I say these things all the time. In life, how you do anything is how you do everything. So literally how you're showing up on this call is how you show up in every area in your life. I have this conversation with my wife all the time when I'm like examining people and I'm seeing how people do things and how they create success in different areas in your life. And I always tell her, I said, listen, when I look at somebody and I see them in one area in their life and I see how they do things, you know, how they handle business, if they were successful, are they excelling? Are they, you know, staying at the same level? I tell her like, yo, this is how this person is going to perform in no matter what they do, they're going to always be in that area. They're going to always be in that, because guess what? How you do anything is how you do everything. You ever see people who, no matter what they do, they just win? Anybody know people like that? Like everything you've ever seen them do, they just win? Anybody? Let me know in the chat. Denisha says yes. Miss Wealth and Luxury says yes. Let me know. Yes. Catherine says yes. Do you know why? Winners just win. Like how you do, if they're winning in one area, they just have to win. For me, and this is not, I'm not saying like I'm the best or the guru at anything, but for me, I could never be a part of something and not win. I could never be a part of something and not be at a leadership role. It's just who I am, right? Because how I do anything is how I do everything. I am naturally going to fall into a leadership role of somehow. I cannot just stay sitting there. I cannot stay in the same place. I cannot be a part of nothing without excelling. It's just in my nature, right? Because in life, how you do anything is how you do everything. Why am I saying that? Because right now, there are some people who are on the call and I'm asking you a question. And instead of you going in the chat and just saying, hey, one, yes, whatever, you're looking at the screen, knowing an answer and not saying it. Here's what that tells me about you. You're used to being a spectator and you're not used to being a participant. That's all it's telling me. It's telling me that you are the type of person that show up for things and you are just okay with being in the room. And I'm telling you that if you really want to be successful, if you really want to grow, like if you really want to excel, like if you're tired of just being average or just getting by or doing that kind of stuff, then you cannot be comfortable with just being in the room. Like being a spectator is not enough. Going to a game and just watching people on the floor and just cheering for people, say, hey, that's my team. You ever see the people that go to a football match or a baseball game or a boxing match and they just, this is my team, and they just want to root for the people winning? I'm just saying, why don't you be the person on the field? So in life, how you do anything is how you do everything. Believe it or not, you not participating in a simple question, even though you're present, that says a lot about you. I'm just telling you, it's the truth. So here's what I'm telling you. I want you all to become the person that every time you participate in anything, you show up. And you show up to win. You show up to be a part of it. You do not show up to watch other people win. You do not show up just to applaud for people or just to take in information. Like every time you show up purposely. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Put a 1 in the chat. By the way, if you on Instagram, feel free to come over on Zoom. You can just click the link in my bio. The password is WIN. Feel free to come on over. All right. So I don't even know how I got off on that tangent, but it is what it is, right? So let's go back to the pledge loan. So that's what it is, simple. Now let me give you the play of how to really make this work. So what you want to do with the pledge loan is you are going to take whatever the money is, $1,000. You're going to put it in your account. You're going to call Navy Federal, say, hey, I want to do a pledge loan. They're going to ask you how much, say $1,000, $500, $200, whatever it is that you have. And then they're going to freeze that money. They're going to give you $1,000 of their money. Now, the moment you get that $1,000, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take 80% of it. So 80% of $1,000, $800, and you're going to make a payment on your loan. If you had $5,000, you're going to take 80% of $5,000, which is $4,000, and you're going to make a payment on your loan. If you had $200, you're going to take 80% of your money, which is $160, and make a payment on your loan. Here's why you're doing that. The moment you make that payment to the credit bureaus, it's going to look like you have a loan of X amount of dollars. So let's say $1,000, but it's also going to show that you paid back 80% of your loan, which is going to actually allow you to boost your credit. That's the first thing that's going to happen. It's going to be an automatic booster on your credit because you have a loan, right, for $1,000. I did it for $5,000 and I paid back 80% right away. So it looks good, right? Okay, anytime y'all hear something good, y'all like it, just drop the money bags in the chat. Thanks, Denisha. She already know what it is. We ain't even have to tell her, right? So drop the money bags in the chat if you're getting any value out of that. So you're going to pay back the moment they give you the money. So today, I put $1,000 in my account, right? Here's the example. I call Navy Federal. I say, hey, man, I want to do a pledge loan. Navy Federal says, okay, how much? Now, you're going to get approved because it's your money. Like it's no risk to the bank because they're freezing your money. They're just giving you. So just in case you say, I ain't paying this back, they're like, all right, well, we had your $1,000 on freeze anyway, right? So now what they're going to do is now I tell them, take, $1,000. So they freeze $1,000. They give me $1,000 of their money. Literally a day later, I go online and I make a payment for $800. So I took $800 from the money that they gave me and paid back the loan. Now, guess what? I only owe $200. So what I'm going to do is for 90 days, this is important. For 90 days, I'm going to make minimum payments, $25, whatever it is a month, $28, $32. I'm just going to make sure for 90 days, I'm just going to make small payments. I want this loan to still show up on my credit, right? So now I'll make my small payments on the 91st day. Listen to me, as long as it passed 90 days, on the 91st day, and I would do this at night. Like I would do this like towards like midnight, 1 o'clock, 1 a.m., like just midnight, because now it's relying more on computers. Now I would even call or I will apply online, excuse me, and I would apply for a credit card or I would apply for a loan, okay? And now because you already built up a history and you built a relationship with them over 90 days, they're going to approve you and they're going to approve you for a higher amount, okay? So that's why for me personally, if you have access to $1,000, $2,000, like do it, especially if you know what, I don't even want to spend this $2,000 over the next 90 days. Just put it on hold for 90 days, $5,000. My brother, he did it with like $18,000, $20,000, right? If you have the money available, just do it because it's only going to help you and it's going to put you on higher brackets. Now, let me go somewhere else. Here's the one thing I learned about wealthy people. Wealthy people don't really have savings accounts, right? You having your money in a savings account is serving you absolutely no purpose. You cannot save your way to success. You cannot save your way to wealth. It just won't happen, right? So you have to be more intentional with your money. So I learned this, like really when I started to pay attention to this was really about 2 or 3 years ago. And I realized I'm like, I remember I used to have all these savings goals. I never would hit the savings goal. I used to want to save $10,000 cash in a year. I could never do it. Only $10,000 is not a lot of money, but something would always come up, right? So just you having your money in savings, it doesn't serve you any purpose. So if you're a person that that you want to work on your credit or you want to work on getting access to some sort of funds, take the money out of your savings and do certain things like I just said. Do a pledge loan with it. If you have $2,000 in your bank account, your savings account, take the $2,000 out, do a $1,000 pledge loan. If you want to also get something else, you could do a $1,000 secured credit card, which is the same type of deal. You can put $1,000 on a secure credit card. So now this is not a loan, this is a credit card. You can put $1,000 on a secure credit card. So you can do it with Navy Federal, same exact bank. And now you have a $1,000 credit limit on a credit card. You can use that credit card. And basically what you want to do is you want to find out what's the closeout date, not the payment date, not the due date. You want to find out what's the closeout date. What's the date that they close out your statement for that month and they report it to the credit bureaus. You want to find out that date because before that date occurs, we don't care about your due date. Before that date occurs, you want to pay your balance down to 9%, under 10%. All right. A lot of people say 30%. It's a myth. Like that's cool, but it ain't going to help you do the things you're looking to do. What you want to do is pay it down to under 9%. So example, if I have a $1,000 secured credit card, it's my money. I give it to the bank. The bank gave me $1,000 on a credit card, right? So now I take that credit card and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to use it to pay everything. You don't want to pay anything with debit cards. You pay everything with the credit card. But I know before this due date, I want to have it down to under 9%. So I want to have it to where my balance is nothing more than like $90. I think that's 9% of 1,000, right? Because 10% of 1,000 would be $100. So I want to make sure that my balance before the closeout date, not before the due date, is only $90. So if I spent $300 and if I spend $400 this month on my credit card before the closeout date, I'm going to pay back $310 of those dollars at minimum. So my balance is only $90. If you got it, say I got it. And we wasn't even going to talk about this today, but we here, right? So this makes sense. Do y'all get that? Y'all get that play? So what you can do is those are two things I just did with Navy Federal. I got a pledge loan, and I also got a secure credit card. Now, I'm from New York, right? So I also have MCU. So now I can go to MCU and I could do another, they call that a secured loan. So in MCU, pledge loan and secure loan is the same thing. So you can do a secured loan. You go to MCU, say, hey, I want to do a secured loan, right? And then you can do a secured credit card there. And you can do that with multiple banks, right? Another thing, since we're on the topic of credit, here's some other things you can do. There's also something called self-lender. And these are things like to help your personal credit. That's what I'm talking about right now. We're not talking about business, just talking about personal credit. These are certain things that I just did with my personal credit that helped me build it up, right? You can go to something called self-lender. Self-lender is another thing where you can literally pick how much money you want to pay per month, right? I think I had mine on like $50 or $40 a month. I know they just sent me a message saying they sent me my money back. I forgot all about it. But basically, every month you can set it for auto pay. So they're gonna charge you whatever the amount that you agree to. So let's say if your goal is to get to like $600 in whatever amount of months, right? So now what they'll do is they're gonna charge you every month your $50, whatever the monthly fee is that you come up with, right? So they're going to charge you your $50 or $60 a month. And basically every single month they're going to charge you, but they're just saving your money for you. Now they charge you a very small percentage, but every month they are pulling from your account, or they're reporting it to the credit bureaus as you're making on-time payments. Once that period ends, so let's say if it was like a 12-month period, once that period ends, they are going to take the money that they pull from your account and they're going to give it back to you in the form of a check. They're going to send it to your account, however you have it set up. So literally, you're getting paid to save your money, and not getting paid to save your money. You're building your credit by saving your money. That's called self-lender, right? So these are little things that y'all can do with your credit that can help. So we already talked about Navy Federal. We talked about those plays. We talked about the pledge loans. We talked about self-lender. So those are a few things. We also talk about percentages. Remember, most people were taught, hey, have your, so y'all also was taught, don't pay your credit cards on the due dates. Pay it on the closeout dates, the closing dates, right? The statement closing dates. You can simply, by the way, you can simply call your bank, whatever credit cards you have, call them and say, hey, I have a credit card with you guys. I just want to know what's the closeout date for these banks. What's the date that you guys report to the credit bureaus? And if you want to take a step further, ask them, what credit bureaus do they report to? Okay. This is going to help you in the long run, because when you go to apply for cards, if you know what credit bureau they pull from, then you know what credit bureau you need to, which credit. So let's say if they pull from TransUnion, right? So I know I need to look at my TransUnion and make sure my TransUnion credit report, right, it's looking good. It's in good standings if I want to apply for a credit card with this company, all right? So these are little things that y'all can do that you can literally call the bank. That's one thing I never, prior to like the last 2-3 years, I never knew that I can call the bank and just ask them these questions. They will tell you the answers, okay? So that's that, right? So that is, I didn't want to go off. Anybody else have a win? This all stemmed from a win from Miss Wealth and Luxury, but there's some things that I'm going to go into in the next few minutes. So if y'all ready to just get into this, go ahead and type, put a 1 in the chat, if y'all ready to get into this mentorship stuff. And then I'm going to go over some things. And then at the end, if you have some questions, you can ask. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be talking. I am going to leave it so you guys can unmute yourself if you have a question. So if you have a question, feel free to just unmute and ask. Don't, like, you can, if I'm talking, try to wait until there's a pause, but don't feel like you have to wait till all the way until the end. So if you have a question, feel free to ask. I'm going to make it more like an open dialogue type of deal. All right, so y'all ready to get into it? Let me see. I see people putting a 1 in the chat. I see people put a 1 in. I see only Denisha, Devon, Catherine, Miss Wealth and Luxury are ready. So that means every other person, you guys are cool with just being spectators. I mean, it's cool with me. Like, I want for you what you want for you. Like, whatever you want for you, I want for you. Like, seriously. Like, if you are okay with where you are in life, I'm okay too. Like, if you say, listen, I have no more room for growth. Like, you know what? I get it. He says he wants us to respond in the chat, but that's not necessary. I always respond. If that's how you want to be known, then I want that for you too. If you okay with being, thank you, Jeremiah. Miss Mendez, thank you. Hopefully I said your name right. I ain't butchering it. Thanks, Carmen. I just want you to show up. Because I'm telling y'all, let me say this. Over the last 2.5, 3 years, I have done way more than I've ever done in my life, and my entire life. It's because I started to buy into some of these success principles. Like, I actually start to say, like, these things that didn't seem so serious, like how you do anything is how you do everything. If I ask you a question, respond, I started responding like, let's see if this works. So I want you to get used to showing up. Like, you should never show up to a Zoom, show up to a conference, and people don't know who you are. Every time you walk somewhere, your presence should be felt. And that's how you should want to live. Don't be the person that you just are like, what's it called? Like, you're in the room, but like nobody really knows you. Like, you just faded out. Your presence should be felt with everything you do. Right, Jacinda? Right, Tanisha? All right, let's get into this. How many of you truly want to create, like, how do I say this? How many of you really want to be like wealthy? Like, you really want to excel in life? Like, not just like, hey, you know, like if I could just make $100,000, I'm not if that's you, I'm okay with that. But that's not who I'm talking to. Right? So hear what I'm saying, but hear what I'm not saying. So I'm looking for the person that's like, I want to live an abundant life. Like, I don't want to have to think about when I spend money. I don't want to have to think about, you know, that I want to take a month and go travel. I don't want to have to ask permission for somebody to do anything. Abundance, prosperity. Yes. I'm sorry for the late response. Making din. That's how I feel. Like here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. I got to a point 2 years ago, and let me tell you what frustrated me the most. I got to the point where I was tired of sacrificing in one area of my life to benefit in another. Like, I just got really sick. Like, and it started bothering me to the point where it hurt my soul. Like, my stomach hurt. Like, here's what I mean. My kids want to take a trip, but I got to pay rent. So I got to sacrifice my kids' happiness from wanting to take a trip because rent's got to be paid. Or my wife wants to go out to eat, but I gotta do this. I'm sorry, we can't. I got to sacrifice in one area of my life to benefit in another. And I said, yo, I'm tired of living like that. And I was living okay. Like, I was living, people thought I lived a pretty average life. Average is literally the highest degree of poor. Average is literally like when you live an average life, like, you literally are the best of the worst. Do you realize that? Like, I got tired of being the best of the bottom. I'm the top of the bottom, the best of the worst, the highest paid poor person. I said, nah, man, we gonna change that. And from that point, I said, listen, I'm no longer okay with waiting. I get it. Oh, if 10 years, I've heard this all the time, like this success is a journey and it takes 10 years. I said, well, I want it to happen now. And I hope that y'all get to that point one day where you're tired of just being, some people are so addicted to the journey that they never reach success. Like they just want to be on the journey. Like I was like, I'm tired. I've been on this journey for some years now. I'm ready to get there. Like you ever been on a road for so long? You're like, all right, well, I'm how long we got? Because I'm ready to get to my destination. How many of you are ready to get to your destination in life? Like whatever it is that you're looking for. I can tell you what and I want to hear. I want to know if anybody knows what it looks like for them. Like here's what it looks like for me. Here's what it looks like for me. I'm looking to get to a point where all of my businesses are just kind of running on autopilot. I can show up on Mondays or Wednesdays once or twice a month and do calls like this and create impact. If somebody invites me to a conference, I can come and show up and I can, add value. But everything else is automated and I'm literally making millions of dollars. And here's what I will be doing. Here's exactly what I would be doing. I would have a freaking basement with a bunch of unnecessary toys and technology, and my kids will be throwing stuff against the wall, and I'll be right up there jumping with them. My wife would have an extreme headache because we're just playing the whole time, and we're on ATVs, we're playing basketball in the basement, the video games is on, and that's all I want to do. We want to go on the boat for a little while, we can go on the boat. I just want to enjoy my time with my family. I don't have to go out nowhere, but I have an abundance of money. When we make purchases, we don't have to think about, oh my God, are we going to, that's what it looks like for me. I want to know what it looks like for you. Does anybody know what it looks like? Like, what does, and I don't want to say the end goal because I believe success is never final. I believe success is a continuous journey. Like you never get to a point and say, I arrived. Like I don't feel that. But what is it like? What does that freedom really look like for you? I know that's what I can pick, and I can picture that. I know how the basement look, messy and all. Does anybody know what it looks like for them? And you can unmute yourself, by the way. But here's what I'm gonna say. And feel free, you can unmute and cut me off if you want to say something. But here's what I want to give you, y'all. And I hope y'all take this. In life, you don't get what you want. You only get what you picture. I learned this from a mentor of mine. In life, you don't get what you want. You only get what you picture. You see, some of you, the only reason you are not where you desire to be is because you just want things, but you've never took time to actually picture it. What I just said to you, I can picture that. Like Devon says, I'm ready. I want to be able to travel everywhere. I want a driver to take me places where I would like to go, beaches, museum. Like Devon, you have to be able to picture that. It's one thing from saying, yeah, I want to have a big house. And it's another thing from saying, yes, I'm going to have a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house with a 2-car garage. My closet is 2 stories high. You can picture the staircase. You can picture the staircase. You can picture the windows. You can picture the floor to ceiling windows. You can picture where the balconies are. You know where the TV is. You know if you have a fireplace and where it's at. You know what the steps look like leading down to the basement. You know what the drive, y'all, I know what my driveway looks like. I know what the roundabout looks like. I know what the little waterfall looks like. I can picture it in my head. I don't have it right now, but I have it right now. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So in life, you don't get what you want. You only get what you picture. So here's what I need you to start doing. The things that you want, even if you think it's materialistic, that's cool. Your boy, every single night, I'm watching a video of the car that I'm going to get. Because guess what? When I get up in the morning, I need to be able to walk out and picture that thing in my head. Every night I'm watching the same videos of the same car because I'm learning it inside out. If I y'all right now close my eyes, I can tell you what the steering wheel looks like. I can tell you what the push start looks like. I can tell you what the little compartment right here in the middle of the seats in the front. I can tell you what that looks like. I can tell you what the emblem is. Just don't play with me. They're heavy on I don't have it right now, but I have it right now. I mean, hello. So I want you to get this. In life, you don't get what you want. You only get what you picture. So for those of you who says, yes, I'm ready to live an exceptional life. There are some things that you need to do. There are just things that successful people do. And I'm going to give you some of the basic things. Okay. So here's how we're going to start. Number one, it's your mindset. If you notice everything we spoke about so far that we've been on this, it's all been about your mind. Successful people, they literally feed their mind all the time. So you have to be the person that's going to get rid of all of the garbage in your life and start putting in some good brain food. And the way that you can start with that, y'all, it's a few different things. I'll give you a few different things. Let's start with books, right? If you look here, right, these are books. They're not here for show, by the way. Let me say this. Number one, these are not all of my books. Okay, it's not all of my books. These are some of my books. The rest of them are all up there. Every single book, with the exception of this one, E-Myth Mastery. I didn't finish this one. And there's another book up here that I just put it up here not too long ago. There's two books in here that I didn't finish. I think it's The Millionaire. Yep, this one, The Millionaire Next Door. I read most of it. I didn't finish it. These are books I actually read, right? So books are really important. I was a person that I thought I didn't like to read. And you know what I realized, y'all? It wasn't that I didn't like to read. I just didn't like the stuff that I was reading. Let me say it again. I always thought that, like, I would always say, I don't like to read. In fact, I was the person in college. I sat in the front. I played basketball, so I got my books for free. I would literally give my books to other students because I wasn't reading it. I can promise you, I ain't reading a book. I was the person that sat in the front, and I always got good grades. I sat in the front because I was going to learn it right there. Like, don't tell me to go back and reread. I'm not doing that. Like, teach me right here. Let me learn it because I ain't reading that stuff. So I always said to myself, I don't like to read. And you know what I realized? I realized that it wasn't that I didn't like to read. I just didn't like the stuff that people was reading. I'm not the person, and if this is you, that's cool. I don't do recreational reading. Like, I'm not reading the series I don't read for entertainment. Like, I'm not reading a story, and I don't even know how to explain those type of books. Like, you just read for fun. I'm not doing that type of reading. And then I started to read books on personal development, on how to build wealth, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna give y'all some books. I see, Catherine, I see you got your hand up. You got something, you can go ahead and unmute before I give out some of these book examples.
I just wanted to share. I literally ordered this book. This is from Herman Dulce. He's also known as the Haitian CEO. It's called Startup Insider Secrets on Building Your Business Credit. So I'm a fan of his. I did the 5-day challenge.
Herm.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the Haitian CEO. He's a part of Recession Proof. I'm also a part of Recession Proof. Yes. What's the name of that book? Can you write it in the chat?
Sure, I'm gonna write it in the chat. Yeah. So I literally I got it last night. I'm gonna start reading it.
Super dope. Write it in chat. So y'all, Herman is super dope. I've met him in person. I met him because I'm a part of a mentorship program called Recession Proof with a gentleman called him 500. That's his Instagram, right? And I went to the conferences, so I've heard Herman speak. So yes, I would like to get that book. So just go ahead and write it. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that too. So let me give you guys some books, some simple books that y'all can start with. And I just think these are some good books that'll get you onto the right path. So the first book that I am going to give you, yes, Rich Dad Poor Dad is a really good book, Devon. That is the first book that I read as an adult. Rich Dad Poor Dad is the very first book that I read as an adult. There was a gentleman who worked with me at the YMCA, and I was just telling him, I started to just profess things like I wanted to live a better life, and he gifted me with a book, and the book was Rich Dad Poor Dad. So it was the very first book that I read as an adult, right? Catherine, you just want to say something else?
No, sorry.
Oh, okay, I got you. So let me give y'all some other books. All right. So the first book I'm gonna give you is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. All right. So it's up here somewhere. Here it goes right here. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. If somebody is kind enough to just write it in the chat, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. That's the first book that I'm gonna give you guys, and it's by T. Harv Eker, right? And in there he goes over 17 wealth files. So 17 principles of successful people, 17 principles of wealthy people. It is an extraordinary book with an extraordinary blueprint, right? So these 17 wealth files, I always go over them. One of my favorite one is wealth file number 12. And wealth file number 12 says, rich people think both, poor people think one or the other. And I said, that's how I wanted to live my life. Like, I don't like rich people. Like you go, you know, you got to choose. Oh, I want this one or that one. That's how poor people think. Rich people think, oh, I'll just take both of them. Right. So really good book to read. So I highly suggest that. And these are going to help you transition your mindset and help you with your how do I say it? Your money blueprint, right? Your money blueprint is going to help you create a wealthy blueprint in your brain. Okay, so Secrets of the Millionaire Mind is a really good book. Another book that I would tell you guys to read is Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich, right? It's a really good book. Do I have that up here? Think and Grow Rich should be up here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, that's As a Man Thinketh. Oh, here it is right here. Thinking. I know I would say that's one of my favorite books. So it should be on the show. So Think and Grow Rich is another good book. Somebody write that down. That's by Napoleon Hill, by the way. Right? Yep. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Good job. That is a really good book. That like here's what I'm gonna say about this book. I've never met a wealthy person that didn't say that they read that book. Like every wealthy person that I've came across and they talk about books, they always mention this book. So here's the thing, right? I heard this in the past. I don't even know who I heard it from. But they said, if you want to be successful, find someone successful at what you want to do and do what they did, right? So if you want to be successful, find someone successful at what you want to do and do what they did. So if I see that every single wealthy person has read this book, Think and Grow Rich, right? Then guess what? I'm going to read the book. Really simple stuff. Like sometimes life things are pretty simple. So Think and Grow Rich, really good book, right? Another one that I'm going to give you guys, another book, Start With Why by Simon Sinek. I believe that's his name. Yep. Simon Sinek, Sinek, right? Start With Why. Here's how I want you to read that. Understanding why you're doing something, like having a purpose of doing something, is going to really change the way you do things, right? I don't think that you will really create massive success until you figure out your why. So what I love about this book, and I believe I'm referring to the right book when I speak of this. They talk about Apple, okay? And if you guys look, like when you, like anybody who's, let me tell you this, I have an Apple phone. I refuse to get any other, it's not even a laptop, it's a MacBook, right? I'm not buying a regular, I talk to my wife about this all the time. I'm not buying no regular computer. I don't care how much a MacBook costs. I don't care how much an iPhone costs. I will always have a Mac. I am so mad. I have this monitor right here, y'all. I was looking for a Mac monitor. I just want Mac's products. I want Apple products. That's what it is. And in Start With Why, they explain why an Apple user is the way we are the way we are. They explain this. It's because they have a why, and we bought into it. So I'm telling you, when you start with why, you know, you selling a product, or you having your program, or you creating success, like when you really want to go out there and do stuff, like understanding your why, understanding your purpose for your company, for yourself, for your family, like when you start to understand that, things get different. All right. So understanding your why. For your personal reasons, they say your why should make you cry, right? So there should be a reason behind things. Like, don't be the person that just do things. You need to have a reason why you do things, right? So here's a way that you can find out your why, because most people have no idea how to find out their why. I ask you, hey, what's your why? They're like, what do you mean, right? What's your WHY? Like, what's the reason that you do what you do, or that you have to do what you do? And the first thing they're going to say is the thing that sounds like it's just organic. Like, I won't say organic. It's like the natural thing to say. Oh, I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this for my moms. I'm like, it's just like this. What do they call it? What is that called? The I'm trying to think of a word, but whatever. Cliche, like the cliche thing. Like, I'm doing it for my kids. I'm doing it for my moms. Like, are you really? Right? I'm doing it for my kids. 2 months later, oh my God, it's been so hard to find an Airbnb. This is too hard for me. I quit. So you mean tell me your kids is only worth 2 months of effort? Like your kids is only 2 words. So most people just say that's not really their why. So here's a simple way that you can figure out what your why actually is, right? So one thing that you can do is just keep asking yourself why. So you say, okay, I say, what's your why? And you say, my why is my grandmother. I'll say, cool. Why? Because my grandmother, she needs help with, she has a hard time getting around, and I hate the fact that I can't be there for her. Why? Because when I'm at work, I try to get off, but my boss says I can't get off, and I can't get there. So because I got to be at work, I can't go and help my grandmother, and she really needs my help. Okay, why? Right? And you just keep asking why, and you're going to keep digging deeper, and you just keep answering the question until the point where when you start to answer, you start to like crack up, like, I just have to do this because, like, you got to really get there. You got to keep asking yourself, well, why? And you're going to get to the root of what it is. Like, what is your real why? Right? Because the other one is just a facade. Like, oh, I do it for my grandma. I do it for my daughter. I do it for things. Like for me, like you got to go deep. And your why may end up being you. Like, yo, I feel like I'm trapped, and I feel like I'm in jail because nothing that I do in my life is based on what I want to do. I do everything based on what they tell me to do, what my job tells me to do with my kids. And I want to have freedom so I can go help my grandmother. It may end up being that, but you got to keep asking yourself why, right? So Start With Why is an incredible book. All right, let's move forward, right? Now, some things like videos. I'm more of a video. Oh, by the way, let me say this too. Like I said, I've never been a person that just reads. Like I'm not a recreational reader. So one thing that helps me with getting through a lot of books too, which is why I don't collect as many hard copy books as I used to, because I listen to audiobooks, right? Because it worked a lot better for me. When I used to work a job and I would take the train to work, reading worked for me because I would sit on the train, I would sit on the bus, I could read a book. But now, as an entrepreneur that's always on the go, listening works better for me because I could have it on. I could be listening. I could be over here doing whatever I need to do, right? I don't have to sit down and actually read. My lifestyle, I'm always on the go. So for me, it's better if I could just listen to things. So I'm a listener. So there's something called audiobooks, right? So I use Audible, which is through Amazon. It's $15 a month that I pay. But what I love about it is they give you one free book per month. Okay. So you're paying $15 per month, but they literally giving you one free book per month. So what I do is I take my free book and I buy the most expensive books that I want to purchase, the ones that are like $20 and $18 and $15. I buy those. And then if I want to read another book within that month, right, or listen to another book within that month, I'll buy it. If it's like $2.99, $4, I buy the cheaper books with my own money, but I use the free credits for my free books. Now, this Audible is basically, it's somebody reading you the book. So you can listen to it. You can speed it up a little bit. You can slow it down, right? But you can listen to it and instead of like just reading it. I'm a slow reader. Like if I'm reading something, it's going to take me a while to read. So I just like to listen, hear it. I'm a very good listener. Okay. So you can also do audiobooks. Now, some videos and some things that you guys can look up real quick. Here's some motivational stuff. And I'm going to talk about this in a second. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but Les Brown, right? If you don't know if you know who Les Brown is, put a 1 in the chat, right? Les Brown is a phenomenal speaker. One of the most incredible speakers I've ever seen. I've seen him. I've actually listened to him in person. I've had personal coaching calls with him because of some of my previous mentors. They're still my mentors now, but their mentor and their speaking coach was Les Brown. So I had access to him, right? Thank God I had access to this gentleman. But Les Brown, I was, you said you met him on Zoom. Dope, right? So I was at an event Les Brown spoke at, and at the event, this is years ago, he said, I want everybody to watch this video for 90 days straight. And I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's called Les Brown, It's Not Over Until I Win, right? Les Brown, It's Not Over Until I Win. All you got to do is put that into YouTube. It's going to come up. It's going to mute your phone. I really got to give you your credits because I know that my business is going to boom. That's all right. I'll do it. All right. So Les Brown, It's Not Over Until I Win. It's going to even come up with 32 minutes or 35 minutes, right? Those are the two ones that when I was watching it every day, those are the two time ones I've seen. And basically he said, watch it for 90 days. I didn't really understand why he said, watch it for 90 days straight. But what I can tell you is there was at least 1,200 people in the room that day. I'm not sure how many people really watched it 90 days, but I definitely was one of them. I watched it for 90 days straight. So I didn't understand why he said, watch it for 90 days straight until I watched it for 90 days straight, right? Because some of those success principles you're going to really embody it, you know? So you can watch it for 90 days. I'm just telling you what he told me. Les Brown, I used to watch it every single morning. It was the first video I watched every single morning, right? So Les Brown's definitely a good person for motivational, you know, purposes. He's the person that's going to make you feel like if you need that little kick, then go for that, right? Another good video to watch is Eric Thomas, Breathe, right? So you type in Eric Thomas, Breathe. If you type that into YouTube, it's a short clip, few minutes, 6 minutes, 12 minutes. I forgot exactly how long it is. Very short clip, very powerful clip, right? Right, cool. Right, so type that, write that down. Another short clip that I think everybody should watch is Steve Harvey Jump. Right? Steve Harvey Jump. It's about a 6-minute clip. So this is him on a set of Family Feud. At the end, he usually gives these like talks, and he gave a very powerful talk about jumping, right? In fact, I believe he named his book Jump, right? What was that the name of his book? Jump. Right. So yeah, so it's a very powerful clip. So you guys should definitely, I believe I read Steve Harvey's Jump too. I don't think I read it. I think I listened to it too. All right. So y'all can do that. That's another thing to look up. All right. So those are some things that's more of like motivational. Now here's the thing. I used to need motivation, right? Me personally, motivational stuff don't motivate me anymore. Like I don't need to be like, because motivation only lasts for a certain, like you get all riled up and then you need to get motivated later on, right? So for me, if you need the motivation, you use it. You get what I'm saying? For me, I don't need to hear something to get me hyped. That's just not me. Honestly, and I don't push my beliefs on anybody. The way I start my day every single day is I listen to a sermon. And I want to listen to, I listen to a sermon, and I want to listen to a word being preached, and I want to kind of understand. That's what gets me excited. Like I like to hear things put in a certain way. I like to see how it relates to, you know, the Bible, and that's just me. That's what motivates me. But I don't need to be like, if you are getting excited and I need you to get, I don't need that. That's just my personal thing. But I used to need that. So I'm just letting you know, you do it whatever you need. Okay. But now I want you guys to learn some things where you can actually be educated on some stuff, not just motivated, right? Where you can be educated to the point where you're actually inspired to do stuff, okay? So one of the things that's inspired me like so much over the last 3 years is a podcast called Earn Your Leisure, right? So it's a podcast called Earn Your Leisure. Now, it just so happens that one of the gentlemen, a part of Earn Your Leisure, named Rashad Bilal, me and him played ball in college together, right? So I had a personal relationship with him. Like me and him, we were roommates. We even when we played basketball, we traveled. We were the teammates that we were together, right? So I had a good relationship with Rashad. I knew that he had started this podcast. I didn't really understand what the podcast was, but I knew it was something about building wealth. And in 2020, when I got to a point where I was like, you know what, this network marketing thing, I don't know what it's going to bring, but I need to really find another way to build some sort of wealth. What I did was I said, I know, you know what, my friend Rashad, I trust him. He has a podcast talking about money and wealth. So I say, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in Earn Your Leisure every single day. And all I would do is type in, can I share my screen? Let me see something. Share screen. Let's do this, right? All right, cool. It's my YouTube over here. So all I would do, let me change I'm going to put you over here, y'all, so y'all can see this. All right. So all I would do is I would go here and I would type in Earn Your Leisure. All right. So I'll tell you exactly what I do. Can y'all see this, by the way? Can y'all see this?
Yes. Yes.
All right, perfect. So I would type in Earn Your Leisure, and this is literally what I would do. And then I made a commitment to myself, and I said, every single day, I am going to watch one episode. I don't know what the episode is going to be like. Whatever catches my eye, that's what I'm going to watch. So I would just scroll down, Earn Your Leisure, how to maximize attending events, making money. And now look at y'all. I didn't watch this one yet, but guess what your boy's going to do? This right here, this is something that would right today would interest me. So most likely when I get off with y'all, I'm going to watch this video tonight, right? And it's only 9 minutes. So I just look at the titles. Okay, here's another title, right? This is In the Vault with Ash Cash, right? So it says Business Credit 101. So, okay, if I'm in the business credit mode, I'm going to watch that. All right, keep going down, right? So how Terica Lynn Smith makes $250 a month passive owning, I don't know what that says, owning something. How do we see the whole title, by the way? Let me see.
How much time did you spend on manual busy work last
owning
year?
real estate?
The repetitive
all right.
tasks.
So that's on Rants and Gems. This is on the EYL network. Okay. But what I was doing was I would go to like the ones like like Earn Your Leisure actually did, like Robert Smith, being the richest Black American wealth, HBCUs, and whatever else. So like this is something that would catch my eye. So I would watch it, right? How to gain. So this right here. This is something that would relate to where I'm at right now in my life. So I use social media, right? So right here, this is something that I am going to watch. How to gain social media followers, create content, and sell to your audience. That's what I do, right? The way I build my mentorship program is through social media. So here is another one that I haven't watched yet that I'm going to watch because it just relates to where I'm at. So I would literally go down and I would just read Inside the Vault, right? So Inside the Vault, these are all, and these are some of my, by the way, I know some of these people, right? It's kind of cool. Here goes Herman, right? Look at Herm. Build a business credit, right? So she gave you, Catherine gave you a book for Herman. She wrote it in the chat, right? So you guys can go look up Earn Your Leisure and you can type in Herman's name, right? But this is one of his episodes right here. Crash is trash, credit is king, right? And that's on another podcast called, I think this one is Social Proof. Is this Social Proof or?
Yes, it is.
Yep, Social Proof, right? So you can do, that's on Social Proof. So all I would do is just scroll down, y'all. It's so many different things. Look, Wealth Secrets, Real Estate, Business with Storm Leroy. This is a really good episode, so I watched that, right? They also have something called Market Mondays. If you're into that, you can watch that, all right? All Money in Interview. This is what Nipsey Hussle. I watched that too because I was just interested in that, honestly. But look, let me show you. I'm gonna show you some of the first ones that I watched. This one was a good episode with Rick Ross too. But let me show you one of the first episodes I watched. This one, I highly suggest y'all watch both of these, right? So this one, Make a Fortune, Turning Credit into Cash with Him 500. This is the first video I watched where I started this journey and I said, oh, credit is important, right? So this is literally the first video. And I thought, before I started with Airbnb, I thought I was going to start a credit business. So I watched this and he motivated me. So here's what I would do. I would watch the video. And if the person was really giving out some game and I got value, I would search them on Instagram. So his name was Him 500. So what I did, I look his name, Marcus Barney, AKA Him 500. I would just type it in on Instagram. I would follow them and then I would start watching. So I watched that. And then I started looking up everything Him 500. I started watching all his stuff. And then I came across another one with, it was like CEO Matty J. Right. And I started watching another one and I started to watch all these different podcasts and it was, all these different things and all these names just started to connect. And then I ended up going to a conference. But long story short is Earn Your Leisure. It's like, to me, this is one of the first things that you should look up. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Now that y'all looking at the screen, here's something else. Here's somebody else that you guys, this is a high level. In fact, let me go here first. I want to give y'all two people that really added value to my life. So here's Nehemiah Davis, right? Right. So Nehemiah Davis, I type him in the search. Right. So y'all should be able to see that. That's how you spell his name. Right. So this is a gentleman. I ended up joining his mentorship program, but he gives so much value. He gives so much free game on the internet. Like literally and now he has his own podcast. But if you just look, y'all, just look. How to start a business that runs itself. Easy, make 10K per month. Right. And let me tell you this. A lot of us model what he does, right? So a lot of us have joined his mentorship programs, have been on his challenges. Before I joined his program, I was literally joining all of his challenges and I would just watch, right? So what I know about him is he gives game. Like, it's free game. Like, he literally gives you his best stuff for free. So just go watch it. Go watch all the stuff. So I will watch all the stuff. So that's definitely a person that you should watch. Now, here's another high level mentor, right? Let me watch this now. Let me type this in. All right, there you go. So I'm giving y'all this person. This is Myron Golden. All right, Myron Golden, y'all. This guy is probably one of the most prolific thinkers I've ever met in my life. I'm like, my goal is to join his mentorship program, which is the next mentorship program I'm going to join. I think his program is like $150,000 right now, and I'm going to join that. All right. So just watch his stuff. So he's incredible, like an incredible teacher. So these are just some people that you guys should look up. Here's another one. I'll give you another one, y'all. And hopefully somebody's writing this in the chat too. Hopefully I got these names. Here's another one. Alex Hormozy. I just read one of his books recently. So much for how to turn, like, this is the stuff that gets me excited. How to turn 1,000 into 100 million. Like, does anybody else get excited when they see something like that? No, it's not Nehemiah Golden. She just combined both names. Devon, I ain't mad at you. I would love to have a Nehemiah Golden mentor.
Sorry.
Nah,
I'm writing them down so fast.
Yep. Nehemiah Davis and Myron Golden. Good job. She said Nehemiah Golden, man. I'm gonna tell them both. Hey, y'all should make a Nehemiah Golden, man. Alex Hormozy, really good, right? So this guy is incredible, incredible. All right. So those are some names I'm gonna give y'all for now. All right. Let me see if there's anything I want to give you else online. All right. Let's stop with that right there as far as the online stuff. Let's go back here. All right. By the way, if you guys are on Instagram, I'm sharing this on Instagram, but you guys can definitely click the link in my bio and join. Use the password win, all lowercase, and you can actually come on here on Zoom. All right, this is just me. Hey everybody, what's up? Well, the camera's over here. Hi y'all. All right. By the way, y'all like your boy setup? Y'all like your boy setup? Y'all rocking with me? I feel like I'm becoming a professional. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting better. Your boy got the Mac. Y'all know I got the Apple. I threw on the fireplace for a little razzle dazzle. We went with blue today. Right, threw the fireplace on for a little razzle dazzle. Hey, by the way, y'all, my favorite color is gold. I love gold. So you guys see, I got my gold mic. This was like silver, but I spray painted it gold. And my this is my holder. What's it called? Right. So look, it's all gold. I spray painted that gold too. I love gold. That's why I wear gold jewelry. Everything I have is gold. I love gold. So I had to have the gold, and then put the bookshelves in the back. You know, just making it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Miss Wealth and Luxury, loving this setup. I appreciate that. All right, cool. Let's keep it moving. Y'all still got time? Y'all still got I got a few more minutes. Do I got a few more minutes with y'all? Y'all good? Or y'all like, well, we only supposed to be on for an hour. Can we get off? Who's still with me? Say I'm with you. Who's still with me? Say I'm with you. I need to know who, why Apple? Devon, start with why. You'll understand. I can't even explain to you why. I'm just committed to Apple. And that's the reason that's what they explain in that book. Start with why. Right. All right. So let's keep it moving, y'all. Here's the next thing I'm going to give you. Right. You need to surround yourself with the right people. And you need to, I would say people and places. Surround yourself with the right people. Let's talk about that first. Okay. My mentor, Mr. Johnny Wimbrey, would always say, you need to surround yourself with the thinking that outthinks you. He said all the time, y'all still with me? My turn just switched to night mode. That was pretty cool. Oh, this is something special. Only Instagram would have caught that. Y'all seen what just happened? Or was that just me? That was pretty cool. Something just happened there. Oh, I mean, hello. This why, see, Devon, you want to know why I like Apple? That's why I like Apple. It just automatically said, hey, man, let's go night mode on them. And it just went, and it just switched to like dark, and it's got this like nice little, just like mood. Like I feel like I need to go pour me a cup of wine or something right now. Like this is giving, like it's giving some wine energy. You know what I'm saying? Right. But in any case, right. My mentor, he would say, you need to surround yourself with the thinking that outthinks you. And I would always hear it, but I didn't really understand it. And all that's saying is this, right? And I want you guys to kind of grab what I'm about to say. How many of you answer these questions seriously? How many of you would say that you care about yourself? Just type a yes in the chat, right? Let's make it faster. Type 1 in the chat, right? Type 1 in the chat. If you feel like you care about yourself, right? Now, how many of you would say that from their best knowledge that you make decisions that are good for you? Like you would, like when you're making a decision, you're making that decision because you feel like this decision is good for you. How many of you, put a 1 in the chat if that's you? You feel like you make decisions in your best interest, right? Now, answer this question. I need a yes or a no. How many of you feel that you are exactly where you want to be in your life? Yes or no? No. Okay, cool. So, and I want you guys, and I want you to understand, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me too. All right. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me too. So if you care about yourself, right, and you've made decisions in the best interest of yourself, but you're still not where you want to be in life, that's showing me and showing you that your thinking is not enough to get you there. Because if it was, your decision makings would have got you there. So the way that you get, like, I want you guys to kind of like just conceptualize what I'm saying. So that means you can't trust your own thinking to get you where you want. Because if you could, you would be there. And here's the thing, most of us can't. This is why the successful people, they surround themselves with the thinking that outthinks them. They find people who outthink them. They find people who could see things that they can't see. I think I know everything, and I'm not where I need to be. So I need to listen to people who can think above where I'm thinking in whatever area in life. This could be in your relationship. This can be financially. This could be as far as your program. Like, you need somebody that can say, hey, man, I know you think doing this way is working, but you need to switch that. That ain't going to get you there. No, but I thought, trust me. So you got to find people who think this is why. See, y'all already have taken the first step. And this is common sense stuff. But most people don't, you don't bring things down to this level where you can just think. That makes sense. Like, let's just think about, like, seriously, let's think about it. I care about myself. And when I make decisions, I think I'm making them in my best interest. So why am I not where I want to be? Because my thinking is not enough. Listen to this, y'all. Process this. The thinking that got you into a situation doesn't possess the ability to get you out of that situation. Let me say it again. The thinking, whatever thinking that you use to get you into whatever situation you're in right now, that thinking that you use, it doesn't possess the ability to get you out of that situation. So if you got into debt, if you got into, hey, I just work a job, I live an average life, if you got into struggle, if you got into whatever it is that you are, if your knowledge got you there, it can't get you out. Which means you got to find someone that can get you out. You get what I'm saying? You got to find the thinking that's outthinking you. That's mentorship. That's books. That's audios. That's podcasts. That's conferences. So the really successful people are those people who are constantly getting in rooms of people who outthink them. The really successful people are really good at getting in rooms with people and systems and things that outthink them. Never be the person that every room, when you're in the room and you are the top of the top, like everybody comes to you, that's a scary sight. It may feel good to some of you, but let me tell you something. That is a trick from the devil. It used to be me, y'all. I used to be in the rooms where everybody came to me. And I was the guy, and I was the person to speak, and I was in the front of the room, and it felt incredible. I was miserable. Now, most times, I'm going to keep it real, y'all. Most times I be in rooms. Hey, y'all, if y'all could see my conversations in the morning with I'm a part of a group, right? Another mentorship I paid into. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I paid for this mentorship. So I'm a part of this group currently. And this, by the way, it was a small investment, $20,000, not too crazy. Everybody type small. Everybody type small. Just everybody type only in the chat. Just type only in the chat. It was only $20,000. Wasn't nothing but nothing. Wasn't nothing but something that you would spend in the store. In these chats, y'all, I feel like the brokest person. Like, I be so upset. I be so upset. But guess what? I've made $13,000, $14,000 in an hour before. I feel broke. I just looked in the chat a little while ago. 24,000. Oh, I did 24,000 today in the last 2 hours. I did 27,000. Oh, I had a $60,000. Yeah, 60,000 this week. I'm at 100K this week. Hey, Denisha said it. Hey, that's a good problem to have. When what other people view as extraordinary and you view as ordinary, oh, life start to get different. Like, you like, damn, man, like you beating yourself up because you only made $10,000 today. And somebody's like, you made what? How much you did? What and what? You got to get in those rooms where the conversation is a little bit uncomfortable for you because they talking about things you like, dang, like I thought I was doing good. So y'all got to get, that's the thing of men. Like some people, let me tell you something. I have some people in here, right? I see Ja on here. I know Carmen's on here. Like, and here's the thing. These are some people that they're my mastermind, right? We're going to meet tomorrow. These are my masterminds. You want to know something? And by the way, for the Insiders Club mastermind promo, it's like literally, that's a $10,000 program. Let me just say it straight up. It's a $10,000 program. I don't charge $10,000 yet. I charge $5,000 for that program. But for the Insiders Club, it's a $2,500 investment. Like literally only. I just told y'all, like the group that I'm in right now, it was $20,000 to be in that. And that was shit. That was nothing. For the Insiders Club to upgrade to the mastermind, it's $2,500, right? I'm in rooms that's $20,000, $55,000. These are things that I pay for mentorship programs, right? So we're not going to talk about that, right? Because that's not a lot of money at all, right? But some of the best parts is just being in the environment of those type of people, of a person that says, I'm willing to invest $2,500. I'm willing to invest $5,000. I'm willing to invest $20,000. These are the people I want to be around. Like if you can't fathom investing $2,500, $2,500. If you can't fathom that thought, you ain't the right person to be around me. Here's the thing. I may let you be around me, but I'll never be around you. I want you to understand that. You may be to be around, like you may be able to be a part of my mentorship program. You could be around me, but I won't be around you. Because I have to be around people who look at a $5,000 investment as, hey, that's a continuous investment that I make in myself. I've made several of those investments over the last just 1 year. And it's to get in the rooms of people who are seeing things that I can't see, that they're doing things that we may be in the same arena. They're like, yo, bro, why you do that? I do this. You know why I invest in those rooms? To make this room better. Never be with a mentor that don't have mentors. I invest in these. You think I'm joining these masterminds and stuff? Because the more knowledge I get, the things I learn about systems, the better I get to perform here. The better I get, the more value I can add here to my program. So y'all got to be willing to, I'm just telling you, it's very uncomfortable, y'all. One of the most uncomfortable things I've ever done was investing in the program. And I don't tell you, can guess which one. but it was $75,000 and it was on sale for $55,000. I said, on sale for $55,000. Yeah, 55. It was on sale. Who's in? I think I ain't never, your boy ain't never spent no 55. Y'all, it is very uncomfortable. Now, here's the thing, y'all. For some of you, I say 2,500 upgrade. It's very uncomfortable. You got to get uncomfortable. I'm telling you, like, that's where the magic happens. Y'all going to see programs out there. It don't have to, I'm not telling you, listen, if you find somebody that based on what you're doing, like that's the one, invest in that program, y'all. I'm investing in this program. Oh, cool. You do this. Hey, this is where I'm right now. I'm running a mentorship program. Oh, you the mentor of mentors. Oh, I need your program. Because I need to know how to be you're the best. You out there, everybody's telling me that you're the best mentor. I want to be the best mentor. So how much is your program? So I can join that. So I can give my mentees the best that I can give them. Let me say this, y'all. Poor people ask, how much does it cost? Rich people ask, how much is it worth? Poor people ask, how much does it cost? Rich people ask, how much is it worth? If I told you, need y'all to answer this in the chat. Need y'all to participate. If I told you right now, everybody, and this is no trick, this ain't a trick. This is I'm asking you a straight question. Don't ask me a question about the question. This is straight questions. There ain't no trick answers. This is a straight question, right? If I told you, if you give me $1, I will give you $10. If you think that's a good deal, type yes in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Make it easy. Hey, you invest $1 in me, I'll give you $10 in return. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's a good deal. Y'all shouldn't be taking this long to put a 1 in the chat, by the way. This is not a trick question, I promise you. If I told you, if you give me $100, I'll give you $1,000. Is that a good investment? Type 1 if it's a yes, 2 if it's a no. Right? Now, if I told you, if you give me $10,000, well, I just did 100 to 1,000. If I told you, you give me $1,000, I'll give you $10,000. Is that a good deal? Put a 1 in chat if it is, 2 in chat if it's not. Let's do one more. If I told you that I'll give you, if you give me right now $10,000, I'll give you $50,000. Is that a good investment? 1 if it's a yes, 2 if it's a no. You need to know that. All right, cool. All right, cool. Perfect. Now let me ask you this question. Which would you rather invest? $1 so you can get back 10, $10 so you can get back 100, $100 so you can get back 1,000, $1,000 so you can get back 10,000, or 10,000 so you can get back 50,000. Which would you rather invest? 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. Which would you rather invest? 1,000. Somebody said 1,000, 10,000, 1,000, 10,000. It's not a trick question, by the way. Some of y'all just ain't gonna answer. It's cool. Participant, spectator, which one? 10,000, 10,000. Somebody said 1,000. I'm curious to know, why would you want to invest 1,000? Why would you want to invest 1,000? Mistake. Okay. Anybody else who said 1,000 was really thinking 1,000? 10,000. Right? So you chose 10,000. Why? Because it had the biggest return. It was worth more. So the cost didn't matter. It didn't matter. See, it didn't matter you was investing 10,000 because you knew it was worth 50,000 or 100,000. I forgot what I said, 50,000, 100,000. You knew that investment of 10,000 was worth 50,000, $100,000. So the cost didn't mean anything to you. It was about the payoff. Because if the cost really meant something, you say, I'm gonna give you $1. It's the cheapest one. You know what the problem is? People want $1 investments with $100,000 returns. And it don't work that way. It'll never happen that way. You want to pay $1, you want to be the $10 person, the $100 person, go buy the $100 program. Tell me if it give you $100,000 in return. It ain't gonna happen. So if y'all understand that principle of what I just said, then invest in $10,000 in something. You should be looking to invest $10,000 in something. Here's what changed for me over the last few years. I used to try to find what's the biggest discount that I can get. How can I find this the cheapest? How can I get the best for the lowest price? Now I literally ask myself, who can I pay? Who can I pay to get this done? Who's the best? How much do I got to pay to get these results? We're not worrying about the cost. We're looking, I need to know the results. What is the payoff? That's the question. I need y'all to start asking, what is the payoff? My phone just died. Dang, y'all, I'm sitting here the whole time. I could have charged my phone. Instagram live. Man, whole time I'm sitting here, phone just died. What is the payoff? Plugged it in. Should be charging. Why are you not charging? Hopefully my phone, I was giving it too much fire. Yeah, I was giving it too much heat. All right, cool. Let's see. So you gotta start seeing what is the payoff, y'all. Let's keep it moving because I'll be getting off time. So that was surrounding yourself with the right people. Let's talk about surrounding yourself like with the right environment, being around the right. So here's what I need y'all to do. Everybody in here, y'all should be looking to attend these conferences, y'all. Some of the best things I've ever done. All the people that I'm involved with right now, I've met at conferences. Y'all wanna know a little secret? I got any of y'all single out here, by the way? If you're single, put a 1 in the chat. Don't be afraid to say, just come in here with your singleness. Come up there, throw that singleness out there, baby. Yeah. Come up in here with your singleness. Y'all know it's the best place. Like I'm married, so if you like it and you want to put a ring on it, so I'm good, right? And if you like it and you want to put a ring on it, hold it down and you want to put a... Denisha, if you like it and you want to put a ring on it. So she put a ring on it. Well, I put a ring on it first. But in any case, if I was single, I would go to every conference. Like, seriously, y'all, if you're a female and you go to a conference and there's people there and they're literally looking to become better, like they're investing in themselves, they're starting, like they're at conferences. You're gonna find like-minded people there, people who are trying to do something. If you're a fella and you're looking for a good girl, go to a conference. I'm just telling you, these are people that they're about something. It is nothing better than being around people that are about something. And it's the same thing when it comes to business. When you go to these conferences, treat the business like a relationship, because it is a relationship. You want to know why I go to conferences? Because every time I go to conferences, I meet people. I make great connections with people. And we end up collabing later on, or they give me some information, I give them some information, or we mastermind, or we go out to lunch and we just talking and we just, hey, you doing this? Hey, did you hear about this? Nah, man, you should implement this in your business. Because there's all like-minded, there's people that's doing the things that the kind of people that's at the conference is the person that I am and the person I'm looking to become. So I'm literally always looking for a good conference to attend. And you can always tell by the people that are like headlining it, like who's speaking at it. Like there's the one coming up in Miami. So if any of y'all want to go, I'm going to be going. It's June like 23rd to 25th. I'll post it in the chat. In fact, if you look in the Discord, inside of the like events section. I think I posted it already in there. So it's a conference coming up and it's in June. And I see Myron Golden is speaking. I see my boy, Mr. Cofield is talking. He does taxes. I see, who else is on that? I forgot who else is on there. I think Rick Ross is talking there. A few young ladies that I know is talking. Like, it's a good lineup. I'm like, oh, I need to be there. You know why? Number one, I'm going to get value from when they give the information from the stage. But you know what else? You know what else I know? When I see people like 19 Keys on here, I know the type of people that they attract. So I know the type of people that's going to be at this conference. So guess what? I go and I'm going to meet people. And I'm going to connect with people. It's people I see on social media that they run ads and they doing this. I'm like, hey, bro, what's up, man? I see you. You do the you do cars, right? Like, yeah, bro, you do the air. Yeah, bro. Yo, we need to connect. Yo, what's up? What you got going on? Hey, man, you want to come speak to my community? Absolutely. This Friday, I'm speaking to somebody's community who has a car. They have a car program, a luxury car program. How do you think these things happen? Go to conferences. So y'all need to find, honestly, y'all should find at least 2, like minimum per year. These are conferences that you got to attend to. Like, you should tell yourself, I'm going to attend at least 2 conferences a year. So let me just tell you the ones that I'm attending coming up, right? And I'm going to say is I think I have these all inside of the, in the Discord with events. So I'm going to be attending the one in Miami, which is June 23rd to 25th. I'm definitely, the next one after that I'm attending is Invest Fest, right? So Catherine just wrote that. So I'm definitely attending Invest Fest. So if y'all want to attend, let me know if people are attending, because we could definitely, it's going to be in Atlanta. We can definitely like mastermind out there and get something together or do something together, or we'll figure it out. Rent a mansion for a night, like something. We should definitely do something together, whether even if it's we just meet for a day. I usually like to meet with other people too. So I want to make sure that y'all have enough time to connect with other people, because, we all know each other, but we don't want to go out there and just all be around each other and we only do our own. Like, the goal is to meet people and to network and attend events where people will be at. All right. So everybody, like, if you have to choose between the one in Miami and EYL, definitely go to Invest Fest. It's, as an entrepreneur, every entrepreneur that's an entrepreneur is going to be there. You should be at Invest Fest. Like, Invest Fest should be, like, I definitely don't miss that one, right? Now, the next one is more for people that you intend on having a product, you intend on having your own coaching program, you intend on dropping your own course, you intend on having your own business, you intend on like just having some sort of business. It doesn't even have to have a coaching program. It's called Funnel Hacking Live. Okay, so it's a ClickFunnels event, right? Funnel with Russell Brunson, which is another high-level mentor that y'all should follow. In fact, he's it's crazy. Let me share my screen. Look, I'm saying that, and look who's on the screen. Let me show y'all. Look, all right. So yeah, I know this ain't no cap. This ain't no cap. Y'all see Russell Brunson right here? Yeah, y'all see that? Put a 1 in the chat. Y'all see that? Let me put my chat up real quick. I want to make sure. Come on, chat. Come up. Yep, y'all see that? All right, cool. Let me put this. Let me see something. Let me see if this comes up. Yo, by the way, y'all, man, technology is incredible, y'all. Like, let me just put 2020. Let me see how it comes up 2023. How was that? I just want to see if they have like a, let's see. All right, so I'm gonna put this on. I think this is like the best market event in the world. So I'm gonna put this on so y'all can listen to it real quick. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
PayPal brings 30% more repeat buyers.
Think about a moment. You're 95 years old, and all of a sudden it sets in. It's the life you could have lived. I was staying here marketing, big king, angel springs.
Their ideas just blew my mind. It's like a gift from God.
Stop the shit.
I always had a dream.
No,
I had no idea how to make that happen.
Courage means you're afraid, but you do it anyway. This will change your life forever.
It's like networking on steroids.
What do you really want to do with your life? You can make money anywhere, but if you want to make money with an impact, do what you're called to do.
Let people help you get that clarity, and then let them show you how to make it happen. Why would we do it on our own when we don't need to?
You are here, you are family. Are you ready? Yeah. This is that 1% crazy. It's true. Handshakes, the big old bear hugs.
My son was like, "Isn't it so cool that you know people?" Oh my God.
Isn't it? As hard as I can. Because that's going to make you dance. All you check, the increased gross revenue 40%.
We've taken this philosophy and made $1 million in 2 years. Everything is not cost.
Our business has worked.
You're going to get such a fire lit inside you.
Makes me feel like a rock star.
It was like divine nirvana.
If you're crazy enough to believe you can change the world, you probably can.
You're going to blow it out.
Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
The blinders are off. The imagination stimulated. And that's just day one.
All right, y'all see that? Like, I'm telling y'all, anybody who's in like these is what
The difference between a funnel and a website.
I'll break it down like this.
A website.
Oh shoot, I could let y'all hear that. Difference between a funnel and a website. That's actually, I'm gonna send that to somebody. I needed that. Leave that right there. All right, so here's the thing, y'all. Like these are places that y'all need to be at. You know, so Funnel Hacking Live is definitely one for me. InvestFest. If you don't do anything, make sure you got InvestFest. So those are some places that you need to be. What else I want to give y'all? What else I want to give you? Let's end it with this. Let's end it with this, and I'll end it with this. And I'm not going to go in too deep with this, right? If you want to do something like really spectacular in life, you got to be willing to take a season of your life where you sacrifice a lot of things, y'all. And you know, for me, there's been several times where I had to take seasons of my life where I just really locked in, and I had to like block out family, friends. I had to block out going out, hanging out, you know, just doing things that wasn't complimenting where I wanted to go. Right. And you're gonna have to do that. You know, I know some of you guys have some friends that you're really cool with, and I'll give you an example. Right. I have friends in the past. I still consider them, you know, friends or associates. I don't hang out with them as much anymore, but they wasn't good. They wasn't bad people. Like, they were good. I had fun. They always like applauded me on doing things that I was doing. They always like, man, like go hit your goals. Like, they always was that. But here's the thing. I realized that being around them, it wasn't promoting where I wanted to go, because although they wasn't bad people, when I was with them, I was just wasting time, like just hanging out. You know, they was like, we didn't have bad conversations, but it wasn't complimenting what I wanted to do. So although they were good people, the fact that I was spending time with them, it was hurting me where I wanted to go, because I could have been using that time to literally put towards something that I personally need to do for my personal goals. So you have friends out there that are not bad people. And I'm not telling you to not be their friend. What I'm telling you is, if they are your friend, they're going to understand when you need to take a season to yourself to lock in on your goals and dreams. So some of you, you just need a season. Same thing with family members. Going to every event for the family. You know, sometimes you got to take seasons where you take a season away from these things and just say, I'm going to lock in on my goals and dreams. I'm going to lock in on things I want to do, you know, and that's for me. So right now, it's easy for me to lock in. But you guys have to take a season of yourself and say, you know what? I'm locking in. And I'm just telling you, like, I hope everybody gets to a point where you feel like, you know what, like, whatever it is that you have in your life going on that you like, you know, this ain't it. Like, there is a higher level. And I'm ready. Like, I'm ready for these things to happen today, because then making these sacrifices, it won't even feel like a sacrifice. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna stop there. If you have any questions based on anything we spoke about, this is cool, y'all. First of all, shout out to y'all. This is supposed to be an hour call. We've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. Whoop, whoop. And y'all still engaged. And shout out to the one person who shared her screen, or two people that shared their screen the whole time, or most of the time. And that was Catherine. Catherine shared hers, and Devon shared her screen. Everybody else is all nervous. All right. Anybody have any questions before we wrap this up? Any questions before we wrap this up? And do me a favor, everybody, please. What I like is if you can take a screenshot or something, or like if you on Instagram, just at me on Instagram. Just say if you got value out of this call, or what's one thing you loved about it, or was it a dope call? Do that on Instagram, and then also do it inside of the Discord chat. Let know, like, what is one thing you got out of today, you know, or what's your favorite part of today, or did you get value? So I would appreciate it if y'all do that. So with that being said, nobody's asking any questions. If you got value, just type value in the chat before we wrap this up. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right, cool. So with that being said, we are going to wrap this up. I will have this recording inside of the Discord in a little bit. And everybody have a great night, and have a phenomenal week. Everybody that's in the mastermind, we will be meeting tomorrow. Somebody have a question?
I was going to say, everybody have a great night. It was amazing.
Awesome. Awesome. Have a great night.
Mm-hmm.
Mastermind, we meet tomorrow. If you want to know, anybody on this call that want to know about the Insiders Club, if you're not in the Insiders Club, you was a guest, and you want to know, shoot me a DM, or if you got my number, shoot me a text, and I'll make sure I'll look out for you for tonight. I'll do a special. I'll do a crazy promo. Besides that, everybody have a great night.
You too. You too. Get out of here.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.